The annual harvest festival in the quaint village of Blissland was renowned for its energy and vibrance, drawing tourists from far and wide. Among the festival's many attractions, one particular event had caught the attention of dubbed the Midnight Carnival. Intrigued by the tales of this mysterious gathering held in a secluded grove, Oliver Thompson, an adventurous spirit from the city, decided he'd not miss it. As Oliver arrived, the warm autumn breeze carried a cacophony of mirth and music mixed with the tantalizing scent of spiced cider and roasted chestnuts. Locals draped in garish masks celebrated in rhythmic dances around grand oak trees adorned with glowing lanterns. Oliver felt an odd twinge of unease, yet dismissed it as thrill. Among the dancers, a stunning woman gracefully swayed to the music, her eyes locking onto his, beckoning him closer. "Join us," she whispered, her voice carrying a lyrical echo that seemed to reverberate through his very bones. Felt entranced by the intensity of her gaze, Oliver found himself swaying along. Yet, as midnight drew near, the once vibrant celebrations began to take a darker turn. The music shifted to discordant tones, and the laughter, once harmonious, became grating, like nails on a chalkboard. The air grew heavy, suffused with a chilly fog that parted only around shadowy figures who emerged from the trees. The enigmatic woman appeared beside him again, her mask now replaced by an eerie smile revealing impossibly sharp teeth. The grove was a trap, a feeding ground for sinister entities of folklore that sustained themselves on the spirit of unsuspecting revelers. "You've been chosen," she hissed softly. The malicious beings circled Oliver, feeding on his fear and confusion. His cries for help drowned by the oppressive atmosphere, swallowed whole by the all-encompassing fog. It was the reverberations of the last text message he managed to send that alerted the authorities. "Caught. Can't escape. Help." Yet, by the time they'd reached the grove, the festival was gone without a trace, leaving no clues to its existence. Oliver lay unconscious, the remnants of the carnival's energy leaving him trapped in a silent, unending nightmare. And somewhere in ultra-worldly realms, the shadows whispered promises of another harvest festival, eager to lure new souls into its unforgettable midnight carnival.
The small village of Garlitz, nestled in the misty valleys of Eastern Europe, wasn't known for much, except a folk tale whispered among the locals. It was said that on the darkest nights, just after the moon's disappearance behind the clouds, the Echo House would come to life. The Echo House stood on the outskirts, dilapidated structure with peeling paint and boarded windows. To the passerby, it was nothing more than an abandoned relic until the chilling echoes began. Those who ventured too close claimed to hear whispers, laughter, and cries reverberating from hollow walls. Legend spoke of a family who had once inhabited the place, but mysteriously vanished one stormy night, leaving only their distant voices behind. Anna, a curious journalist, arrived in Garlitz, driven by the lure of the story. Eager to uncover the truth, she decided to spend the night at the Echo House, armed with her notebook and a recorder. As twilight gave way to night, a thick fog blanketed the village, shrouding the house in an eerie veil. Inside, the air was damp and cold. Every step Anna took seemed to reverberate infinitely, disturbing the heavy silence. The rooms were empty, save for forgotten remnants, a broken chair, a dust-laden mirror. With each hour, she sensed an inexplicable presence, a weight pressing against her mind. Just as the clock struck midnight, the echoes began. Faint whispers grew into disembodied conversations. Laughter turned into chilling screams. Desperate to document reality, Anna held onto her recorder, capturing the unseen phenomenon. Suddenly, she heard a child's voice, distant yet clear, calling her name. Goosebumps prickled her skin as she followed the sound, drawn to a dimly lit room at the end of the hall. The door creaked open to reveal a spectral figure, a little girl. She stared at Anna with hollow eyes, mouthing silent words, the last before cataclysm had claimed her family. Anna felt an overpowering urge to leave, terror overwhelming her senses. As she hurried from the room, she heard the echoes shifting, transforming into what seemed like whispers of warnings. By dawn, Anna fled the echo house. Her recorder captured the voices, but each playback was silent, void of the supernatural conversations she'd experienced. Though she never uncovered the fate of the vanished family, the tale of the Echo House reverberates through her nightmares, an inexplicable horror known only to her and the legends of Garlitz. The village remains quiet, the Echo House still standing, chilling shadows waiting for a new soul to listen to its haunting call.
In the old manor up on the hill, Sarah finds a dusty porcelain doll. She likes the doll, so she brought it in and placed it in her dresser. As she drifted into sleep, she heard giggles. Awakening with a start, she saw the doll looking at her and smiling. The doll's eyes glowed with an unnatural light. She felt a chill brush against her neck. A low, menacing voice said,
"You invited me in."
It was the last thing she heard before the room plunged into eternal silence.
I found a strange tape in my attic. It was old. It was labeled "Do Not Watch." I played the tape and I saw myself, but something was off. I was doing things I never did. I was in places I never went to. Something was off. And that's when I felt the presence. I tried to scream, but I couldn't. And when I tried to live, my reflection stared at me. That was the last thing I saw. But some say, if you stare at the screen and pay attention, you might find me in there.
In the heart of Transylvania, a noble woman named Elizabeth Bathory was rumored to bathe in blood. Whispers of her dark rituals spread. As young girls began to vanish, the authorities took notice, and investigations began to unfold. The truth was more horrifying than imagined. Elizabeth Bathory was arrested, yet her legacy lives on, forever shrouded in mystery.